So, Tyler, I've got a question to kick us off. What do Netflix, your local service desk, and the human brain have in common?
Let me guess. They all get overwhelmed when too much information hits at once?
Exactly. But more importantly, they all depend on how well they manage knowledge. And that's what we're diving into today. Knowledge management in ITIL 4.
Yeah, and not just the dry definitions. We're going to explore the real power of managing knowledge, how it turns chaos into clarity, and helps everyone from service desk agents to C-suite execs make better decisions faster.
So in ITIL 4 terms, the purpose of the knowledge management practice is, quote, to maintain and improve the effective, efficient, and convenient use of information and knowledge across the organization.
That's a mouthful. But like in plain English, it means getting the right info to the right people at the right time. That's the magic sauce.
Totally. And ITIL emphasizes building an environment where people are not just sharing knowledge, but also unlearning what no longer serves them and adapting to change. That's part of what they call increasing absorptive capacity.
Think of it like upgrading your organization's brainpower, right? And, we're not just talking about documents or wikis. We're talking about people's experience, intuition, even what's left unsaid in a hallway chat.
Exactly. Tacit knowledge that's the gold that usually gets lost when people leave or move roles. If you don't manage it, it's like pulling the plug on half your organizational memory.
And that's risky, especially in fast-moving environments where, agility and decision-making are everything.
Right. So today we'll break it all down. We'll look at models like DIKW and SECI. Yes, they sound nerdy, but they're kind of cool. We'll talk shift left, insight versus data, and even social networks as knowledge ecosystems.
And don't worry, we're going to keep it fun. No buzzword soup. Just real talk with examples and a couple of brainy laughs.
Speaking of brainy, should we unpack that DIKW pyramid next?
Let's do it. Stick around. Because knowledge without structure, that's just trivia.
Okay, Tyler. I gotta say it. Trivia nights would be so much easier if the Dig High pyramid showed up on the scoreboard.
Right? For 500 points, what comes after data but before wisdom? Boom! Information, baby.
Exactly. So Dig High stands for data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. It's like a brain stacking ladder. At the bottom, we've got raw data, like just numbers or facts. Totally meaningless on their own.
Yeah, like 52 doesn't mean anything until someone says, hey, that's the number of unresolved incidents this week. Then boom, data becomes information.
And when someone goes, wait, 52? That's way above our normal threshold. Well, that's knowledge. You've got context, insight, maybe even a little panic.
And wisdom? That's knowing why it happened and how to avoid it next time. It's like grandma level thinking.
Yes. And the thing is, organizations often drown in data, but starve for wisdom. That's why the Dig High pyramid is a big deal in knowledge management.
And this is where absorptive capacity comes in, right? Like how much your org can actually absorb and use that info?
Exactly. Absorptive capacity is a fancy term, but think of it like your company's mental fitness. It's your ability to learn, apply, and adapt from both inside and outside sources.
So let's say your competitors just rolled out a killer chatbot. Do you recognize that info, study it, learn from it, and then maybe train your service desk on something similar?
That's the dream. But if your teams are stuck in silos or hoarding knowledge, then your absorptive capacity drops. It's like trying to learn Spanish by yelling at Google Translate.
Been there.
We all have. But in ITIL, knowledge management isn't just about putting stuff in a database. It's about evolving, making sure people are curious, connected, and open to unlearning what doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, and learning together. Because knowledge isn't just top-down anymore. It's everywhere, from frontline agents to end users.
All right, speaking of everywhere, ready to dig into tacit versus explicit knowledge?
Oh yeah, let's decode the secret sauce of what people know but can't always say.
Okay, Tyler, so you dropped the phrase, what people know but can't always say. And that's the perfect way to tee up tacit knowledge.
Yeah, it's like that gut feeling a senior tech has when they hear a certain hard drive click and they're like, uh-oh, that thing's about to fry. You can't Google that instinct.
Totally. So here's the deal. In ITIL, we talk about two main types of knowledge. Explicit, which is stuff you can write down, codify, and share. Think manuals, wikis, documentation.
And tacit is all that fuzzy, experience-based, intuitive stuff. The I just know this config's gonna fail kind of thing.
Right. And because tacit knowledge is so, well, in your head, it's the hardest to capture and the easiest to lose.
Like when someone with 10 years of tribal knowledge retires and leaves behind a one-page handoff doc. Ugh.
Yeah, nightmare. But that's where the SECI model comes in. It's like a cheat code for moving knowledge around.
So SECI, S-E-C-I, stands for socialization, externalization, combination, and internalization. It's basically how we transfer knowledge across types and people.
Let's break it down. First, socialization. That's tacit to tacit. You learn by watching or doing with someone else, like a ride along with a senior engineer.
Or pair programming, where you're soaking up tricks just by being in the moment.
Exactly. Next up, externalization. That's when someone turns that gut instinct into a knowledge article or a how-to video. It's tacit to explicit.
If they actually write it down and don't just say, oh, I'll show you later. Classic.
Then we have combination. Explicit to explicit. It's like pulling together data from logs, reports, or vendor docs and turning it into a playbook.
That's where tools and AI really shine. Combining huge data sets to create smart suggestions, or even automate repetitive tasks.
Last but not least, internalization. That's when someone reads a guide or takes a course and turns that info into skills, like muscle memory.
When following the checklist turns into second nature, that's when explicit becomes tacit again, full circle.
And all of this constant cycling, SECI calls it the knowledge spiral. It's how an org gets smarter together over time.
Okay, but this spiral sounds great in theory. So how does it play out when you've got 5 teams, 3 continents, and a broken search engine?
Oh, we're going there next. Real-world pain meet real-world strategy.
Real-world pain meet real-world strategy. You're not kidding. I once worked with a team where nobody trusted the knowledge base, like at all.
Ugh, yeah. You'd search for reset password and end up with a 5-year-old article that referenced Windows 7 and a fax machine.
Or worse, 10 versions of the same solution, all slightly different. It was like a choose-your-own-adventure and disaster.
But that's exactly why knowledge management matters. If your support teams can't find the right info quickly, everything slows down. Calls take longer, customers get frustrated, and your staff, burned out.
Right. That's where shift left comes in. It's not just a trendy phrase. It's about giving people answers earlier, faster, and without escalation whenever possible.
So imagine this. Your level 1 support team has access to solid, tested knowledge articles. They don't have to escalate every little thing to L2 or L3.
Exactly. You reduce pressure on your top experts and improve response time. And here's the kicker. Good knowledge management makes shift left actually work.
And let's talk self-service. If your knowledge base is good enough, users can solve their own issues. No ticket needed.
Yeah, like when a user finds a fix for a printing issue at 3 a.m. without having to email Bob from IT and wait till morning. That's the dream.
Poor Bob. He deserves sleep. But seriously, the key is relevance and trust. If people don't trust the articles, or worse, they can't find them, they'll just skip the system entirely.
That's why knowledge has to be easy to access, up to date, and written like a human, not like a robot with a law degree.
Totally. Per the guidelines stated in Appendix D, subsection B, nope, just tell me how to fix my email.
And it's not just about internal users either. This kind of shift-left thinking works for external customers too, like support portals, chatbots, even product FAQs.
Yep, but behind all of it, someone had to capture that knowledge. Someone had to ask, what do users keep struggling with? And then write it down.
And that someone is probably overworked and under-celebrated.
Shout out to the unsung heroes of documentation. We see you.
All right, let's zoom out a bit. Tools and culture play a huge role here. Want to dig into how tech supports or breaks knowledge sharing?
Oh yeah. Next stop, automation, metrics, and why culture eats strategy for breakfast.
So, yeah, culture eats strategy for breakfast and then chokes on your tool set if you're not careful.
Especially when the tool's amazing, but nobody's actually using it.
Right? Like you roll out this sleek new knowledge base with AI search and dashboards and all the bells and whistles.
And the team still asks Brenda where the printer guide is. Poor Brenda.
She is the knowledge base. But seriously, without the right culture, tools are just expensive clutter.
Exactly. The real blocker isn't usually the tech. It's people thinking, if I document this, maybe they won't need me.
Which is kind of tragic, right? Because not documenting actually makes you more overwhelmed, not more essential.
It creates bottlenecks, burnout, and brittle operations. The opposite of resilience.
So, we need cultures that celebrate knowledge sharing. Like, give shout-outs when someone writes an awesome article. Or host knowledge jams. Grab snacks and just, swap tricks and tips.
Knowledge jams with hummus.
Gotta have hummus. But let's talk tech for a sec. If the platform makes it hard to find or update content, people will ditch it. Plain and simple.
Totally. It's got to be fast, friendly, and flexible. Templates help, tags help, and good search? Must have.
And metrics, right? Like, how do you even know if your knowledge system's doing the job?
ITIL suggests looking at reuse rates, user satisfaction, time saved, and even search success. You know, are people finding what they need or just rage quitting?
Been there. And let's not forget, less is more. A clean, accurate article beats 5 outdated ones every time.
Exactly. It's about trust. If the first 2 results are garbage, users stop looking. Or worse, they bypass the system altogether.
And you end up back where you started. Tribal knowledge, long call times, and more Brendas.
Poor Brenda. Again.
All right, so we've unpacked the tools, the culture, and the numbers. You ready to bring it home?
Let's do it. Time for the final spiral. How to keep knowledge alive and make it stick.
So yeah, culture eats strategy for breakfast and then chokes on your tool set if you're not careful. Okay, so we've climbed the DIKW pyramid, surfed the SECI spiral, and dodged a few culture traps along the way. Not bad for one episode, huh?
Not bad at all. And look, if there's one thing I hope folks remember, it's this. Knowledge isn't power. Shared knowledge is.
Yes. And shared doesn't mean dumped. It means curated, timely, and useful. Like, don't just upload the 87-slide deck from last year's All Hands and call it knowledge.
No thanks. We want insight, not eye strain.
Preach. And the truth is, knowledge management isn't a one-time project. It's a living, breathing practice.
It grows when people collaborate, when teams reflect, and when leaders actually make time for it, not just say it's important.
So whether you're starting fresh or trying to fix a messy system, our advice?
Start small. Ask your team, what's something you know that could help someone else? Write it down. Share it. Build from there.
And celebrate the heck out of it. Normalize documenting wins, lessons learned, and even those oops, don't do that again moments.
Especially those. Honestly, learning from failure is some of the richest knowledge out there.
Totally. And hey, this isn't just about IT. The same ideas apply to marketing, HR, customer support, anywhere people are learning and problem solving.
So yeah, build your knowledge muscles, feed your organization's brain, and be nicer to Brenda.
Always be nice to Brenda.
All right, that's a wrap for this episode of Plugged In. Got stories about knowledge wins or fails? We'd love to hear them.
Hit us up on socials or send us a message. And hey, if you learned something today,
share the knowledge, literally.
We'll see you next time. Until then, keep your minds open and your articles updated.
And remember, in the world of IT, knowing is cool, but sharing is legendary.